Chris Crock program on News Talk 820 WBAP and 93.3 FM, y'all. And, you know, my boss asked me the other day, he says, have you listened? Have you heard us on FM 93.3? I said, well, I usually listen on the app. He's like, what? He shamed me. And so, of course, I did. Eventually, I listened to it. And, of course, it sounds really good. It's kind of a big deal. What I can't do yet, what I'm trying to do is, like, take the FM signal and listen to it so I can just hear how incredible my voice sounds. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Maybe not. The illegals drowned before the Border Patrol contacted the state. The Justice Department acknowledged today. That's in the Dallas Morning News. They acknowledge it today. So here's what happened. Here's how it went down. Because for 24 hours, Henry Cuellar and the federal government, the Joe Biden administration, was blaming us, was blaming our governor for 3 illegals drowning. Joe, it's your fault. You invited them to come. You said they should come. There's been an invasion for 3 years of 8 million illegals plus another 1.5 million gotaways who are terrorists, rapists, child molesters, everything. They don't want to get caught. Cartel members, drug kingpins, whatever. And that's your fault that they came here because you gave them the green light. So they drowned because of you, Joe. So what happened was Mexico, their National Institute of Migration, notified U.S. officials at 9 p.m. on Friday night. While we were on the air, 9 p.m. Friday night, Mexico notified U.S. officials that 2 illegals were in distress on the U.S. side of the river. Of course, near the park, Shelby Park boat ramp, okay, which is what we've taken over, the state has, from the feds. So Mexico said to our Homeland Security, 9 p.m. Friday, 2 illegals in distress in the river on our side by the Shelby Park boat ramp. Also, at that same time, Mexico told our federal government that 1 woman and 2 children had already drowned an hour earlier in the same area. So they reported an hour after they were dead. And for this, Henry Cuellar shamed our governor and blamed our governor. Shame on you, Henry Cuellar. You owe Governor Abbott and all Texans, all of your constituents, an apology for getting your information wrong, for going with something and attacking people based on what is not true. Shame on you, Henry Cuellar. You have lost. Your credibility level has gone down a nice fat notch, at least, if not more. 3 illegals who drowned, their bodies were recovered by Mexican officials. The 2 illegals that they called on were actually rescued by Mexico because they swam back to the other side, the Mexican side. The second group of illegals was 2 adult males and were the ones that Border Patrol was trying to reach. The 2 adult males who ended up being going back to Mexico's side and being rescued on Mexico's side. Those 2 illegals were on the U.S. side of the river. Then they attempted to return to Mexico when they were rescued by a Mexican government airboat and safely returned to Mexico. So what this means is it worked. Our blockade, our taking over of Shelby Park in Eagle Pass literally worked. Do you see this? The illegal men who they were calling about that were in distress swam over to our side, said, oh no, they're not letting me in. They're not letting us illegals in. So then they swam back, and on their way back, they got in distress, and Mexico rescued them. It worked! They're not here! It worked! It is not our fault that illegals, it was a woman and 2 children, swam and they couldn't swim or they couldn't handle the Rio Grande River. That is not our fault. That is Joe Biden's fault. That is Mexico's fault. But it is not our fault. The last time we were liberally allowing our DPS and troopers and government guardsmen to rescue illegals on the river. What happened? We lost our guardsmen. Remember that? Never again. No. The answer is no. That's it. So Governor Greg Abbott wrote on Twitter that Cuellar and some media overlooked the facts in a rush to blame the state for the illegal migrants' deaths. Abbott instead blamed the deaths on Biden's open border magnet. There you go. You're absolutely correct. Cuellar told the Dallas Morning News today that he had been sharing the latest information provided to him. He had no reason to dispute it. Well, it's false, dude. You ran with it and you attacked our governor. Shame on you. You got egg all over your face, dude. On Sunday, Homeland Security sent and this is what I wanted to ask you about too. On Sunday, Homeland Security sent a cease and desist letter ordering us, our state, to stop the blockade on Wednesday, to stop the takeover of Shelby Park in Eagle Pass, where there's a swath of the border there where all the illegals are coming. The mayor of Eagle Pass didn't want us to be there either. He was not happy about it. Isn't that funny?
This is not something that the city wanted, requested, asked for. He made it clear that this is the state and that they have the legal authority to do that. Of course, our legal team is looking into the actions taken by the states.
Good luck with that, buddy. He had signed on to let the state take over the park and arrest illegals for trespassing. Then he got pressure for several months, so then he took it away. And then a few months later, it was so bad that he took it back and allowed the state to come in there. And now he's mad about this, but that's okay. Step aside, Junior. You can hang on to your own jockstrap over there. We'll do the work. Hold our beer, right? Okay, so my questions for you are, do you want Governor Abbott and DPS and guardsmen? Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say is there's a cease and desist letter that was sent to us from the federal government. They are giving us, the state of Texas, the deadline of the end of the day on January 17th. Tomorrow night at midnight, guys. They're giving us till tomorrow night at midnight to get out of that park and stop blocking it from them. And they say that if they don't... By the way, they used the word impeded, and that's the word I promised to tell you this segment. They used the word impeded by DHS, and Breitbart reports today that could imply a threat of criminal action against officers and agents of the state of Texas who are carrying out the orders that Governor Abbott gave to secure Shelby Park and prevent Border Patrol from coming in there. Good. So that's it. The word impeded is in their letter, and if you're impeding the law enforcement of the federal government, then apparently they're going to try to arrest our people, is what the belief is in this article. So do you want Governor Abbott and DPS and guardsmen to stand their ground and not allow federal government access to that park in Eagle Pass? And should the governor stand firm, our governor, even if it means the feds start arresting our troopers and guardsmen? And would you stand firm and allow them to arrest you if you were that trooper or guardsman? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Coming up next, another illegal dies, who is one of Joe's illegals dies that was put into a factory working in a very dangerous condition at 16 years of age. That's why Joe's doing this. He wants the illegals who are 16 years old to be trafficked for slavery in slaughterhouses where they can die like this kid did. I'll give you more details on that. Or be used as sex trafficking, or put in Ben and Jerry's to do ice cream manufacturing overnight, which happened. New York Times exposed that, and I think even Walmart had some too, from my recollection of that article. Anyways, we'll get into that coming up next. Plus, here's a big one: Trump's margin of victory. The analysis has been done; it's insane. I want to talk to you about if this is it. Is he now going to be the Republican nominee, and are you okay with that? And is it his party now? Is it Trump's party now? All that next. Chris Kroc Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, 800-288-9227 is our number. Chris Kroc Program, News Talk 820 WBAP. As Carlos Santana is wooing you, hypnotizing you with his guitar and such. All right, y'all. An illegal 16-year-old died in Mississippi at a slaughterhouse. I read the entire 2-page story in NBC News because it's just horrific. A 16-year-old boy from Guatemala that Joe welcomed into this country. If they're not drowning, or sex trafficking themselves, they are living in the streets. They are working in factories, and this 16-year-old boy put his hand in to clear out a machine in the deboning area of a Hattiesburg, Mississippi plant when his hand got caught and his body was pulled into the machinery. And this is insane. And procedures were not utilized to disconnect the power to the machine. I mean, this kid, I don't know what happened, but it sounds like he was just totally annihilated. And this company is a slaughterhouse, a chicken slaughterhouse that provides chicken. It supplies chicken to Chick-fil-A. Sucked into equipment and killed within minutes. It's a sick, sad way to go. He had ID, as many of these Joe's illegals have. He had ID that indicated he was a 32-year-old man. 16. Half the age of that. So there you go. Joe Biden's America. Welcome. Get to work, you slave. We are becoming a slave country. That's exactly right, Producer Gary. We are slowly becoming a slave country. That's exactly correct. We talked to one of our sweet listeners who called in about a little bit less than an hour ago, about 8:43 tonight, and he and his family of 4 with his little ones and his wife in Dallas. His income for his house. His wife is home with the kids, and he works full-time. He makes $55,000 a year. He cannot afford to feed his family what he used to when Joe Biden took office. Now he feeds them exclusively beans and rice. And, they're not hungry, but they eat beans and rice day in and day out. And he thanked me for what I do. And are you kidding me, sir? Thank you for what you do. Whether it's illegals that Joe brings in to be slaves in a factory and die, or whether it is us working nonstop to feed our families and not being able to save for Joe and his wealthy friends and their schemes to make themselves rich with the lies of electric vehicles and climate hoax garbage and all that stuff. Hey, speaking of the climate hoax, real fast, I was going to tell you this. I caught a great episode of Tucker with I'm gonna get this guy on with Dr. Soon, and he was a 31-year professor of astrophysics at Harvard, and he actually has come up with a whole wonderfully sourced, amazingly done paper with some of his other top colleagues. And it shows that the climate hoax is a lie because they only take the data from the heavily populated, the urban areas where the concrete absorbs the heat and it raises it. They don't average in or use any data. They always focus on the urban areas. They don't want, and so he says, look at this data that we came up with, this incredible data. And it shows that if you use the rural areas in America, there's no climate change. They're literally rigging it all so they can control our lives and make us slaves. Yeah. Speaking of which, Orange Man. We walked you through a victory last night, but we didn't know until the autopsy has been completed this afternoon. What Orange Man did was incredible. What Orange Man did has never been done before in the state of Iowa with a primary. He won 98 of 99 precincts. Or 99. He won 98 of 99 precincts or districts, whatever you want to call it, the counties. He won, there's 99 counties. He won 98 of 99 counties. And the only one county he lost was by one vote for Nikki Haley. One vote. No one's ever won by 50%, and no one's ever won by more than 12.7% in a margin. And he smashed that to 30%. I mean, this is insane. And I've got some good audio I'm going to play for you from Vivek Ramaswamy, who withdrew and endorsed Trump last night, and today he gave a speech with him in New Hampshire. Nikki Haley is trailing Trump in New Hampshire by 7 points right now. Vivek just gave it all to his two. I don't know what he was getting. Would you look real fast, Producer Garrett? What is the last poll that showed in New Hampshire? Real Clear Politics. Actually, do a Real Clear Politics average of polls for New Hampshire in the Republican primary, because I'm going to guess Vivek is like 5 to 7%. It's not massive, but Trump has a 7-point lead, and Vivek's points are not going to go to Nikki Haley. Let me know what it is actually. What? Now, just tell me what in New Hampshire, what's the Real Clear Politics average of polls for New Hampshire primary for Vivek Ramaswamy? Yeah, because I want to hear what he got, because that amount is almost all going to go over to Trump. Mm-hmm. We don't know what the polling is as far as the who they're going to vote for, this person or that person. All right, we'll get it for you in a second. But I'll get it for you coming up next, because whatever that is, I'm going to guess 5 to 7 points is going to go to Trump, and Trump leads by 7 over Haley. So it's over. Oh my gosh, I'm going to play something for you that is hysterical from Nikki Haley. It's going to make you think she was drunk last night. I'm serious. And I'm going to play a quick piece of Vivek Ramaswamy, too, with Trump that was really good. I want to ask you this, though. I think it's over. I think it's obviously Trump's party. He owns the party now. Whether you like it or not, he owns the party, and he's it. That's it. I mean, it was obvious last night. It's going to be obvious when he defeats Haley in her own state, which everybody knows he's going to do in South Carolina, where she was the governor, and yet she can't win. He's defeating Ron DeSantis in his state, yet he's the governor, and he can't win. It's over, and everybody knows it. Do you feel that Donald Trump is going to be the Republican presidential nominee, and are you okay with that? And do you think this is Trump's party now? 800-288, and are you okay with that? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. All right, here it is, RCP average, Real Clear Politics average. First of all, the latest bevy of polls. It's funny. The average. Trump is up 14.2% on the average. Yeah, one that says Trump 16, Trump 14, one says Trump 7, one says Trump 20. And they're all taken in January. So the latest are from 110, 1.8 to 110 is a plus 16 Trump. One for 1.819 plus 14 for Trump. And the CNN is the lowest one with Trump up 7. So anyway, and then USA Today, Suffolk, 20 points up Trump. So the average is 14.2 Trump. But listen, the Real Clear Politics RCP average for Ramaswamy, who just last night suspended his campaign and endorsed Trump, 5 points. I told you it was between 5 and 7 points. And sure enough, it was. Sure as Shinola, 5 points. Real Clear Politics average. So Trump, the lowest poll with Trump in New Hampshire is 7. So 5 plus 7 is 12. So that's, it's over. Nikki Haley will not win in her home state for South Carolina, which is what, the third one? I think. Doesn't it go, I think it goes Iowa, New Hampshire, then South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. So Trump's going to win all 3 of them. Yeah, and everybody knows it. So it's over. So a couple questions for you. Oh, I promised to play a little bit of audio. That's going to be great. Let me pull up. This is all on my Twitter feed if you want to share it and regale in it, etc. Nikki Haley may have been drunk last night after what you're about to hear what she said. This is pretty crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. Let me play this for you. Nikki Haley last night, possibly drunk based on what she says here. Listen closely.
I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
Now, I don't know if she was drunk, but she came in third last night. So, like, I'm going to play it again because, dude, she lost. She was in third place last. She did not beat DeSantis. She's third place, and yet she said this last night.
I can safely say tonight, Iowa made this Republican primary a two-person race.
Okay. I don't know how you would say two-person and you're number 3. Oh, isn't that great? Hold on. But wait, there's more. I'll play a little bit with what's his name last night. Here we go. Trump and Vivek. Play just a little bit here.
Security, you want to cut Medicare, you want to cut veterans benefits so we can fork over more money to Ukraine so some kleptocrat can buy a bigger house? Vote for Nikki Haley, not this man right here. But if you want to actually put an agenda that puts Americans first, to say that the moral obligation of your leaders is to the citizens of this country, not another one, there is not a better choice left in this race than this man right here. And that is why I am asking you.
Now, listen to what Trump says about Ramaswamy here at the end.
Donald J. Trump as your next president.
Wait, there was another one right at the end. I'm going to play one other one where he it's with them. And because it's the end of his speech, Trump says something that Ramaswamy will be working with them a long time. Here you go.
That was pretty good, and he's a fantastic guy, and he's really he's got something that's very special because he started off with a Zippo, and he ended up very strong. He did a great job. I was actually surprised when he called because he was doing well. And it's an honor to have his endorsement. He's going to be working with us, and he'll be working with us for a long time.
Long time, okay? Yeah, he'll probably be on the cabinet. I do not want him to be the vice president. No. I don't know if he would still pick Haley for his vice president. I know. A lot of us hope not. Now, that's it. Trump is the nominee unequivocally, and it's his party, whether you like it or not. The Journal even admitted it today, too. It's Trump's party. It's clear. It's over. So do you feel that Donald Trump is going to be the Republican presidential nominee? And are you okay with that? And do you think this is Trump's party now? 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. I'm okay with it, and it's the truth. The only thing now is the real question now is, can he beat Biden? And I know the answer would be obviously yes, but you just don't freaking know. You don't. Yeah, exactly. We thought that in 2020, and look what happened. So, no. And listen, he has to win, not by a small margin that he lost by last time, but he has to win by a margin where cheating, because they will cheat, can't be beaten. And that's how he has to win. Now, look at this, guys. In Georgia, look at this. Brand new poll from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. That's kind of the authority for polls because that is the state's paper of record. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution poll just came in, and Trump is beating Biden right now by 8 points. 8 points. Trump has 45, Biden has 37. So he has an 8-point lead over Biden in the great state of Georgia. That's huge. That is really freaking big. 10% of black voters, which make up a huge amount of the Georgia electorate, say they don't plan to vote at all in the White House race. 10%. And 62% of the people of Georgia say they're critical of Biden's job performance. They don't like it. And then independents, only 37% favorable of independents in Georgia. 37%. Wowie, wowie, wowie. By the way, who are Trump's core supporters? This is from the Wall Street Journal today. Older voters, those without a college degree, lower income voters, and evangelicals, of which I'm one. And in counties with more evangelicals, his support increased by nearly 34 points over 2016. So in the counties where with more evangelicals, his support increased this time by 34 points. You know what it is? It says my pastor and a friend of Donald J. Trump, Dr. Robert Jeffress, who's at First Baptist Dallas, where I go, and my sponsor as well, one of my sponsors. Who is going to support the policies that we desire most? Donald J. Trump, period. That's why he is our guy, and I agree with that 110%. Who will support the policies that we want the most? Trump. So, there you go, guys. Yeah, it's obvious, it's inevitable, it's over. Whether you like it or not, it's over. Totally over. Everything else is a charade, a waste of time, and burning your money, whizzing it away, as it were. Trump also teased that Doug Burgum, that guy with he's got like two grizzly bears on his forehead. They're not eyebrows. They're not eyebrows. They're grizzly bears. He has one grizzly bear on where the left eyebrow is, and one grizzly bear on the right eyebrow. It's massive, just machine, just like a big, massive bundle of hair. Doug Burgum, Trump teased, could hold an important administrative role after Iowa win. All right. Up next, oh my gosh, you have to hear this. There is a tech employee had heard that her friends or colleagues or whatever were getting fired. They were scheduling meetings all morning long, and then when people would go on the meeting, they were getting fired by these people that weren't their bosses. It was from the company, and they're like, oh my gosh. So when she saw a calendar thing that popped up a meeting on her calendar that afternoon or that whatever morning, she knew that she was probably going to be fired, so she recorded it. And it's how she was fired and how she reacted that is getting a ton of buzz and made the news today. We're going to talk about that coming up next. You'll hear it. I kind of cut the best parts from it, and we're going to see if you think this chick was right, wrong, if the company was right or wrong, and a whole bunch more on that. Coming up next, Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP. Yeah! Yeah! Meow! Woo! Pump it up. Okay, look at me. I'm just going to sing along. Yeah. Yeah. Solo homeless. Yeah. Wow. Okay, y'all. Okay. I can't concentrate when that song's on. It's a good song. It's a long time ago, as it were. Okay, of course I remember that song just blaring in my car. Pump it up. Okay, I want to go to this chick, this 27-year-old young lady here, who has heard that all of her friends that she works with, all of her colleagues, are getting fired via Zoom or whatever. She works on a long-distance job. You know, she does sales in the tech industry from home, and so, you know, she's heard they're getting fired and people in her department, and so she's waiting for it. And so what does she do? She records it, and you're going to hear her in here recording, you know, with this, and you're going to hear her going back and forth with these people. I tried to cut, it's a 9.5-minute call. I tried to cut it to as brief as possible, but I really wanted you to get a flavor for this. And then we're going to talk about this Listen closely. Here she is, a lady who is getting fired, getting feisty as she's getting fired.
We have an important meeting today. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
So I started August 25th. I've been on a 3-month ramp, and then it was...
I'm going to stop you right there. Who's in charge here?
Was 3 weeks of December, and then a week of Christmas, and then here we are. I have had the highest activity amongst my team. Since I've started, I have had 3 contracts out, done a really great job managing my deals up until the very end that decided not to close last minute. So I don't think that makes a lot of sense for me in my Cloudflare journey here so far. Also, every single one-on-one I've had with my manager, every conversation I've had with him, he has been giving me nothing but I am doing a great job, I have had great activity, I have really great meetings, I'm picking up the products very quickly, and things have been going really, really well. I make really great relationships with my clients. So I disagree that my performance hasn't been, I haven't met performance expectations when I certainly have, just because I haven't closed anything officially.
So her point is I worked, 3 months in sales. One of those months is Christmas and Thanksgiving, which stuff slows down. I had all these deals ready, then one of them didn't go through, but my activity is high. But she's taking control, isn't she? She's recording the conversation. She pretty much knows she's about to be fired from what she's gathered. And she's recording it. She's getting snooty, isn't she? She's showing them. Yeah! If I lose my job, at least I can become a social media star.
I won't be able to go into specifics for numbers.
Wait, why though? I just started. I've been working extremely hard. Just because I haven't closed anything, that has nothing to do with my performance on a 3-month ramp with just 1 month with 2 major holidays in the middle. I don't think that has anything to do with why I should be let go, if that makes sense. So I really need an answer and an explanation as to why Brittany Peach is getting let go, not why...
Her name is Brittany Peach, by the way, so she's talking about herself in the third person as well. Hold on. Let's continue on.
Cloudflare decided to hire too many people and are now actually...
Wait, let me go back 5 to 10 seconds so you can follow the vibe here.
Cloudflare decided to hire too many people and are now actually realizing that they can't afford this many people and they're letting that go. If that's the real answer, I would rather just you tell me right before I lose my job from someone that I've never met before, if you can respect that.
Yeah, I can totally respect that, and I don't think Dom or myself today is going to give you any clarity or answers that's going to meet the expectations that you're communicating to us, Brittany. So I can't speak to...
So am I getting let go for no reason? If you guys can't give me a reason?
Mic drop. She's got him. She's going to get her job back. I can feel it. Can you feel it, baby? Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Come on. Can you feel it, baby? All right, let's continue on. Here's the last little sound bite of this convo, which is getting fired on live stream or whatever.
I know you guys must not be able to understand that given in the positions that you are in, and it must be very easy for you to just have these little 10-minute, 15-minute meetings, tell someone that they're fired, completely wreck their whole life, and then that's it with no explanation. That's extremely traumatizing for people, if you can imagine that. And I don't.
She's traumatized.
Think that this is. It's just very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. I have really given my whole energy and life over the last 4 months to this job.
Oh my gosh. I was fired as a morning show guy 3 or 4 months. My partner and I she was there for 7 years. I was there for 3-4 months, about to get married. She was about to get married, our weddings. And they fired me. And, dude, are you kidding me? I have a little bit left. I'll play the last morsel coming up next on the Chris Crock Show. But here's my questions for you on this. I love this. I love this chick. She is such a fool. She is such a fool. Some people praise her. Some people attack her for what she's done here. Do you think it's okay to record yourself getting fired and share it with the public as this clown did? Clearly, you can tell how I feel. And do you think it's okay to fight back when you get fired, or should you just listen, take what they have to say in, and lament a little bit and move on? And would you hire this lady? Would you hire a person like this who records their firing and gets defensive about it and puts it on social media? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. The rest of that audio is next, and more discussion on the Chris Crock Show, WBAP.